What does that look like? What's Game 6 Klay look like to you?
See, I carry it over. When you can carry something over, when you've found your rhythm, you don't lose it overnight. And I think he found his rhythm. I think it's a 33 point type game, but there's a spurt there that gets him to 33. And it's like a 6 of 9 from 3, 6 of 10 from 3 type shooting performance. That's what I think.
See, I'm with you. I think
Why you laughing?
Because you guys know you're setting them up for a dud, right?
Right, of course.
Yeah, everybody in the world is like, oh, Game 6 Klay.
Here it comes.
He's talked about
But
it.
it's
Well, I'm
not
going to
even-
go watch YouTube footage of
But it's
Game
not
6
even-
Klay.
It's not even that for me, though, Jay. What it is I'm watching Game 5 and him play the way he played in Game 5, and I don't anticipate he getting ready to do this. Just fall off.
Yeah, the way
I
it was-
anticipate him continue to go in the right direction.
It was the way, I think he picked up his 4th foul after he hit 2 consecutive three-pointers, but it's the way the threes, where they were so pure. It was like, oh, here it comes. I'll say this. This is what I think Game 6 Klay looks like. I don't know what the final stat, I don't know if it's 30 points, but I do agree about the quick burst. I think it's 12 quick third quarter points on like 5 possessions. He comes away with 12 points. And in that span, they were down 6 or 8, and now all of a sudden they're up 2-4. You know, something like that.
Yeah, it's not about the point total to me. It's more about when those points come. Like at what moment of the game. Because there will be a certain point, if they follow the same game plan before with the Celtics, that you're going to start to see Steph maybe start to get a little bit tired. Like I thought he was tired in Game 5 to a degree. A lot of his shots were short. So even if his shots are going, you'll get to a certain point where it's like, okay, somebody else needs to step up here. And that's when he hits those spurts, that's when you want to see it happen. So it's more about when it happens more so than how many points he scores.
So that we have, all three of us have that in common. There's going to be a time in the game where you need the points, and he goes boom.
I do want to say though, in the third quarter when he made that like quick run, those were catch and shoot threes.
Yeah, of course.
Like his first 3 or 4 shots he made throughout the course of the game, all that was off the dribble. And like I said before, if you're Boston, you'll live with that. What you can't afford is those catch and shoot threes that he made in the third quarter. That got them a lead in the ballgame, Max. That was the difference
Jay,
maker.
how can you live with a dribble shot and he's making it? I don't understand.
What do you mean?
You said you would live with him dribbling and shooting versus catching and shooting. And he's making either way. He's making them.
Well, catch and shoot, he shoots a higher percentage
I understand.
shot, catch and shoot, as opposed to the dribble.
I understand, but my whole point is
a massive difference.
If he's dribbling and shooting and making it, I don't want to live with that. Or catch and shoot, I don't want to live with that. I got to try to figure out how to stop him.
You know this, man. You got to pick your poison.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said. I got to figure out how to stop him.
So,
but I think the point about dribbling, too, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, number one, he shoots it better when it's catch and shoot. But number two, look, there's no great way to defend the Warriors, but one of the ways is make Klay put the ball on the floor if you can, right? Because that's not really what he can do it, but it's not really what he does.
See, I think, Jay, like I said before, at this point in time, I don't think it's really going to matter whether the ball's on the floor or not. I just don't.
I mean, if he gets hot, he gets hot. It doesn't matter because, it's a heat check. But
don't let him be the one dribble 30-point play.
We're talking about the number 1 and number 2 greatest shooters to ever play the game of basketball. So at some point, you have to say, all right, if your efficiency goes up 15 percentage points from a catch and shoot perspective, I can't allow that to happen. But what I can control is trying to put some pressure on you and you taking contested shots. Key, if he gets hot, if he has the Game 6 Klay-like moment, like as a coach,
chalk that up for as a win,
What are you going to do?
What's today, Wednesday?
Mm-hmm. Today's Wednesday, yeah.
They played when? Monday?
Tomorrow.
No, they played Monday.
They play Monday.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think from Monday to Thursday, 2 days off, like
travel.
If all of a sudden he loses it again.
Travel, I hate
I don't see it though.
He started
travel. What does travel really mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, you tell us. You've done it as an NBA player.
You're on a 757. Like travel isn't.
Travel isn't.
You got a massage therapist working on your feet on the 757.
Come on, fellas. The bus is pulling out.
There we go.
Take off your shoes. Let me see what's in that bag,
Let me get a chiropractor on the plane on your private little compartment while you travel.
Come on, fellas. The bus is pulling out. We got to make it to Poughkeepsie.
50-hour bus rides.
It's not minor league baseball.
Travel.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal, travel, Jay.
No.
No, I wasn't talking about travel. I was just thinking, do you lose that heat?
Yeah.
from Monday to Thursday.
You got the good thing going.
Yeah,
you want to
all
keep
of a
it
sudden
going.
it disappeared.
All I'm saying, we know Boston fans, right? I have a good friend who lives in my street. His name is Zach. He's a diehard Boston fan. All I'm gonna tell you,
Really wide street.
Shut up, Key. I'm gonna tell you is when Klay said, "Oh yeah, I haven't looked forward to going back to Boston like this before." Like that clip is going around a lot of Boston Celtic fans. Like they're like, "Oh, you're happy to come to them? Okay."
Man,
So
Clay's not
know.
sweating that. Yeah.
I'm not saying anybody's sweating that, but it's what people use for motivation. So if Klay's the one that's also said, you know how Boston is, like they say crazy, that's what Boston's going to be.
Hey, is Klay even? We saw what Wiggins has been doing. Is Klay the second option anymore on this now KD list, right? When KD was there, all bets were off. But Steph, in the non-KD dynasty, the entire time, Klay's always been the number 2 option. Is he still the number 2 option?
No, but he's the second most impactful option. Like the number 2 option is Andrew Wiggins. He's been playing at an elite level defensively and offensively. But from an impact perspective, the way like when Wiggins scores, like he carried the load in the first quarter, he made some buckets, 10 points in the fourth down the stretch. There were big buckets, but it still doesn't give you the same damn feeling. You guys know what the hell I'm talking about.
The momentum scoring,
When Klay starts popping that thing, you're like, oh, damn.
Well, because Wiggins is doing it on putting the ball on the floor. He's rebounding. He's playing defense. Well, Klay's momentum is, threes turn it up.
Oh.
When the dude sit up and
he can't miss,
rack a 3 from deep, it's like, oh my God, we get ready to
You
be in
worked
trouble.
so hard to get those points, and then Klay all of a sudden on 3-4 possessions, like, what happened to the lead?
Here's what happens.
Grinded the whole time.
Here's Andrew Wiggins' beat, rhythm-wise, right? Because it's methodical. It's like,
It was like our 2-on-2,
right?
But passed it to Jay because he was hot.
But when Klay get going, it's like
Klay Williams.
Whoa, what? Damn, we just got 5 claps in 2 seconds? What the hell just happened? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.